Hi, I'm Conny, and this is From Chaos to Peace with Conny, where I explore, sometimes solo and often with a guest, how a few minutes a day can keep the chaos away. And with chaos, I'm talking about the physical, digital, social, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual clutter that can accumulate in our life. Well, hello, my friend. Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing? Thank you so much for allowing me back into your ears. And if this is your first time here, a very warm welcome to you. I'm honored that you're checking out my podcast. This is episode number 139 of the From Chaos to Peace podcast, where a few minutes a day keep the chaos away and where you learn how clutter is so much more than you think. And why I say that clearing your clutter is self-love. This is going to be a rather short and sweet episode. Last week I talked about how batching could lead to procrastination. Today I want to talk about something else that leads to procrastination, and that is when we tolerate situations in our life and business. Tolerating things we could change is also clutter and definitely not self-love. Often we tolerate things even though they drive us nuts, but instead of changing them, we tolerate them and complain about them. Let me give you an example from my own life. Last year, I had a big issue with my internet. It was very slow, and it cut in and out a lot, and I got kicked out of my own Zoom calls that I was hosting. So very embarrassing. I contacted support several times. The first time, the guy said to me, "Oh, I can make it a little bit faster for you." I thought that was very surprising. So they keep it on purpose, slow like molasses for me, so I go nuts to see whether I tolerate it. Well, it was really funny. And even though it was really a little bit faster, it still cut in and out a lot. So I called support again after a few days. Well, actually, I didn't call. In true introvert manner, I actually used their chat function. And by the way, usually you get really faster service when you use the chat function instead of calling support. No waiting on hold with horrible music either when you're using the chat function. So anyways, I chatted with the support guy and he told me that I must have an old modem. I said, nope, pretty new one, installed only a few months ago by one of your technician guys. So for about an hour, we went back and forth while he tried to find all the reasons on my end why my internet was slow. In the end, he had to admit that it was their lines and that they are very old in the area I'm living in. But again, this guy too said he changed some things on his end and it should be faster now. So interesting how I accepted this BS answer again and continued to tolerate the slow internet. This went on for weeks, and I'm usually not a very patient person, but I dragged my feet on this. I had been for over 10 years with this internet provider, paying my monthly bill that was over $100 for their so-called high-speed internet every single month on time. And I was in disbelief how after all these years and my several calls to support complaining about the internet being slow, the internet cutting out and kicking me out of Zoom calls, they really didn't care. In hindsight, it's really funny how I tolerated that for so long, how I preferred to chat with their support several times without improvement or without a solution to my problem, instead of just finding a different provider. That is really tolerating, my friend. Finally, one day, I was really done with tolerating. I just had been kicked out of my own Zoom call again that I was hosting, and I was done. D-O-N-E, done. So I went to the website of the competitor and started chatting with a salesperson. I told that person how awfully slow my internet was. You know, there is a website where you can check the speed of your internet, and that person was laughing really hard on the other end and said, He can promise me that their internet will be at least 32 times faster and that I will have zero cutting in and out. And the best part, it would be $20 per month cheaper than what I was paying now. This is a saving of $240 a year and so much less frustration and embarrassment, worth probably 10 times as much. Well, anyways, within a few minutes, I had an account set up, an appointment for a service technician to come and install the modem, and in a few days, I was up and running with an amazingly fast, real, high-speed internet, waving bye-bye to the old provider. By the way, they didn't give a damn about me leaving. I even filled out their online feedback form and vented all my anger about all the problems I had, but I never heard a single word back. So, now it's your turn. What are you tolerating? It could be in your physical environment. Maybe you trip over something all the time, or you have to climb over something all the time, but you don't put it away. Putting it away would maybe cost you 5 to 10 minutes, and then you wouldn't have to climb over it anymore. Or you have piles and piles of papers on your desk, and every time you're looking for a document, you have to go through all the piles. You could spend a few minutes a day and file those papers, so next time you're looking for something, you find it right away. I once had an office chair that I was tolerating for a while. It was very old and the seat had gotten very uncomfortable. On top, the fake leather was so brittle it would leave little black bits and pieces on my pants every time it got a little bit warm in the office. I tolerated it until I finally bought a new chair. You could tolerate something in your digital environment. Maybe your desktop is so filled with little icons that you don't see the beautiful background photo of your children or your dog or your last vacation or whatever your background image is. And you have to search with your eyes to find the icon of the file you want to open. Maybe your hard disk on your computer is so overfull that your computer got very slow. You know, if you would transfer a few of the files or a lot of the files to the cloud or to an external hard drive, that would free up your computer and make working on it so much better, easier, and faster. And the transfer would maybe only take 5 to 10 minutes. That's what I'm leaving you with today. Ask yourself, what am I tolerating in my life or in my business? Tolerating things we could change is also clutter. Remember. So, find one thing that drives you nuts and that you have been tolerating until today and start changing it. Remember, clearing clutter is self-love. Of course, as always, I never tell you what to do or not to do. What I do help you see is the effect the clutter has on you, your life, and your business. And in this case, what tolerating things that you actually could change, what effect those things have on you, and how much time and money you might waste tolerating these things. Just remember the example I told you about with the internet. Okay, my friend, that's it for today. Have a beautiful and amazing week. Talk to you next time. Take good care and be safe. If you enjoyed this podcast episode and you want to go on a journey from chaos to peace in your home, office, and finances with me as your guide, opportunities to work with me one-on-one are available. Go to connygraf.com, CONNYGRAF.com to schedule your own personal Clutter to Clarity chat. And we will see if working together is a great fit. That is connygraf.com, CONNYGRAF.com.